Hey, I'm Karita, and thank you for requesting more information about the Boundless Blueprint. I'm just going to walk you through my model. It will take about 10 minutes. Grab a pen and paper because you might want to make some notes from this. And I'm going to share with you exactly how I transformed 20 plus years corporate expertise into a fully independent consulting business that I operate in around 20 hours a week from anywhere in the world. It's a lot of fun. I work with amazing people. And it took a while to get here, but I'm going to share with you exactly what I did and the mistakes that I made and what I see clients do when they come to me. It's easy to fall into this trap. Believe me, when I first left corporate, I co-owned a marketing design agency, and I thought, oh, this is it. This is going to be the making of me. What I realized was I was just doing exactly the same stuff ultimately, but I'd gone from client side to agency side, dealing with corporates every day, and it just wasn't what I wanted. I'd always wanted to get involved in coaching and consulting. I loved that, but I just wasn't doing it on my terms. And eventually I had enough. I burnt out and I walked away, and I built my business that I have now from scratch all over again. Now, I'm not suggesting for one moment that you need to do that, because hindsight is a wonderful thing. And this is not what I teach my clients to do. I don't teach them to burn everything down and start again. I teach them to take what they have, all of their knowledge, all of their skills, all of their expertise, the thing that makes them them, and turn it into a business that they absolutely love, that they can finally transition over into an independent consulting business built on their terms, that they love, that they have a lot of fun with, and to do it in a way that makes sense, that doesn't risk their reputation or their income. And I'm going to share with you exactly how this is done. There's 3 hidden constraints that cap people's growth when they're moving from corporate consulting over into independent consulting and building up that business. Now, the first one is unclear positioning. Because you're working with clients already, it feels safer to leave your positioning quite broad. So speaking to lots of different people, because that's where the opportunities may be. You don't want to burn any bridges with anyone. And so you kind of play it safe. Now, this might feel safe, but in the long run, it's actually not doing you and your business any good, because all of this time that you're spent speaking to people or maybe creating content isn't actually landing, because the message isn't being heard by a particular person. And in the market that we're in now, you need to be really clear on what this positioning is, so that when you're speaking to someone, they know that you're speaking directly to them and the message is meant for them. The second challenge that people have is not having a scalable offer. They've spent a lot of time with bespoke offers for individual clients that involve trading time for money, and it's not scalable. And there's only so many hours in a day. There's only one of you. And so how do you actually start to structure offers where you can build up the independent side of your business and not alienate anyone in the process of doing so, and where you can slowly transition over in a way where you're building up income, you're building up a client base, and you have offers that ultimately don't involve you having to spend more time and working harder to do so. And the third challenge that people have is not having a repeatable or reliable acquisition system in place. So I speak to a lot of people and they say that their LinkedIn activity, and I deal with a lot of people who are on LinkedIn. It's where most of my clients are. It's where a lot of their clients are. And they'll say to me, oh, well, I posted and I didn't really hear anything and I'm not really gaining much interest. And a lot of the time, they just don't have the time. And so actually being active on the platform kind of gets put on the back burner. And before you know it, weeks have gone by, nothing's been posted, you haven't connected with anyone, you haven't caught up on your DMs or anything like that. And so without a system in place, opportunity is being lost all of the time. But there really is a very simple pathway that you can put in place here that will enable you to connect, converse, and convert your dream clients. And it doesn't involve full automation either. That is just a very small fraction of what we do. It's just merely about having the right system in place. The first thing I recommend you do is really getting clear on your positioning. And to do this, it's about delving deep into you, who you are, why you're here, what you're passionate about, what your skills are, your experience, your expertise, who do you love to work with, and getting clear on this, because this is what makes you a specialist authority. This is what makes you a niche of one, because there is only one of you. You are truly unique, and it's about allowing this uniqueness to shine. And once you're clear on your positioning, we then look at a framework. How do you actually deliver your services in terms of the steps that you take someone through from A to Z? So when you think about your dream client, what are the steps that you take them through to solve their challenge, for you to show that you have the solution? Because once you have this framework, this underpins all of your marketing and sales activity. The rest of it becomes much simpler because you always have structure around it. You always have something to speak to. It allows you to be seen as the expert because you clearly have the solution. It makes you memorable. It's easy to talk about, easy to understand. You can see here on the right-hand side a diagram of my framework. I'm not going to go through that step by step. You're going to pick up some core elements of my framework through what I'm talking about today. But this is really around how you can actually start to leverage your expertise and really get out there. Now, once you have your framework, we look at your offer, and we always start with your one-to-one offer. This is your signature offer. This is where it's the highest proximity to you, the highest time commitment from you. It's the highest level of investment from a client to work with you. Now, because it's one-to-one and it's a lot of commitment on both sides, there's only so many clients that you can work with on this basis. And right now, you're probably working with one or two, maybe three clients, probably in a similar vein to this. And so for you to then add more independent clients into your workload, you're going to feel pretty stretched very soon. So what we do here is we get cash flowing with this one-to-one offer. Now, when you're at capacity with this offer, we then look at launching a group offer. Now, you take people through exactly the same process, exactly the same steps, but there's less time commitment from you because you're doing it in a group. And it's actually easier for you to deliver because you're doing it once rather than 5, 10, 15 individual times. Now, the great thing about this is the fact that if I was to give you 100 dream clients right now, only one of them would be ready for that one-to-one offer. So the moment that you start offering a group or a self-paced offer, and it opens up your opportunity of being able to reach more people. Now, it must be said that no matter how much free stuff you give away to dream clients, realistically, only 25% of them are ever going to really do anything with it and invest into you and to take that next step. 75% of people won't actually take that next step beyond giving them free content. And that's fine. That's just the way it is. What we're looking for are the people that are interested in your paid for offers. It's just about getting a level of commitment from someone to take that next step. And that's the type of person that you're looking for. Someone that is prepared to part, even if it is a very small amount of money, to actually work with you, because their intent is greater and you want to see who has more intention of actually working with you longer term. So you've got your framework, you've got your offer. These are some results from past clients of mine that have had these things in place finally, and the results that they've got. And these results aren't necessarily typical. You can see that they're different type of results for different people, but it all comes down to elevating your expertise, leveraging your authority with the framework, and then having the right offer in place. I'm going to just talk through Highton here. Highton came to me. He'd been in his business for about 3 months after leaving corporate. He had gone gangbusters on marketing, on conversations, on speaking to his network, on everything. And he was at zero. And just from creating a framework, revising and restructuring his offer, he had built $42,000 within 6 weeks of doing so. It was amazing to see. These are the sorts of things that can happen when you have this in place. So once you've got your framework, you've got your offer, how do you actually get out there and put this in front of the right people? So LinkedIn is amazing because you're able to narrow down your targeting. And when you have a very clear target market, you're able to go through, narrow down a list of people and start connecting with them. And you can do this every single day. You can send up to 200 connection requests on LinkedIn every single week. And this is what I do. I have a list of people, I connect with them. And once they connect, I have a conversation with them. And that conversation is very light, but I'm also trying to understand very quickly whether they are interested in what I do or what I offer. I am not sending at any point a virtual coffee invite with a calendar link to book in a time with me. I am not sending them a link to a video or a post that I've written, nothing like that. It's you're here, so you are likely to have already seen one of my messages and you can see how this works for yourself. But there's no pitch, there's no pressure, it's invitation only. Now, what I like inviting people to is a video like this because it's very clear for me to be able to walk through, okay, what I do, this is how I help, this is what you can expect. This is what builds trust with your audience. And there's some people, as I mentioned before, it's not going to be the right offer. It's not going to be the right video. It's not the right thing at all. And that's fine. It's not a problem. But at least you've opened the door. And also it allows you to be memorable because maybe there's people that they might refer to you based on what they've seen. Now, once someone's watched your video, it's then about making an offer, something that is low risk, high value, something that's really going to help shift the needle for your dream client. Once they've come into your offer and they've accepted it, it's then about delivering your expertise to them. Now, this is where you can start to capture proof. This is where you start to build trust very quickly. And we share those wins. We share that work. We share the learnings. We share the lessons. Because this is all organic content. You're demonstrating your expertise. There's no smoke and mirrors. You're not having to manipulate anyone. It's not like you're trying to convince or persuade people. You're just sharing what you do daily. Now, this is the complete system, and this becomes a flywheel. So once you're connecting, conversing, you're sharing, you're inviting people to an offer, you're delivering your work, you're then creating content around all of that, and it's just something that goes on repeat. And this is what makes it fun because there's nothing nasty in this. There's nothing icky in this. And this, again, is where a lot of people, especially today, are relying so heavily on AI to create all of this stuff for them. And they're sounding like everyone else. There's no real unique point of difference out there. And this is how you get yours seen by the right person. So the result from following this method is having a fully independent consulting practice that allows you to live life on your terms. This isn't about burning down bridges. It's not about becoming an Instagram influencer. It's not about being visible for visibility's sake or pushy sales techniques or having to do anything icky in the DMs. It's none of that. It's honestly about you having freedom, flexibility, and the fun that you thought that you were going to create when you first went into this. So hopefully this little video has been able to give you some key insights into what you can do to build this for yourself. If you would like some help from me to implement this in your business, it's really quite simple. The next step to take is just click the button below and I'll take you through to exactly what this could look like for you. But thanks again for asking for information on the Boundless Blueprint, and I'll speak to you very soon.